Our next awardee, Rabih Najjar, is Senior Director of Special Programs at the Hertz Corporation. He is an alumnus of Trio Upward Bound at Montana Tech and Student Support Services at Montana State University.
Hello, everybody. Let's just start off by letting you know that I'm ridiculously nervous being in front of all of you. So my name's Rabih Najjar, and I represent the great state of Montana. Some of you guys might be familiar with Jon Tester, a little-known senator who's a co-chair of the Trio caucus. Thank you to the council. Dr. Mitchum, met you when I first came to DC for the first Trio Day, and you gave a great presentation, and it made me want to come back every year after that. Maureen, for taking on the reins, thank you. The rest of the council, Jordana, for all the work that you did, making sure that I made it here tonight. I want to thank Amy Verlanik, Amy, for nominating me. I want to thank the Montana Tech Trio team of the late 90s, the first group that started Upward Bound in my hometown of Anaconda, Montana. That's right. Also serving Butte, Helena. So Annalise, Cindy, Karen, Chad, wherever you guys are at, thank you for all the blood, sweat, and tears that you guys provided. And I want to thank my parents who came all the way from Montana on a Sunday to hang out on a Monday here with all of us. Thank you. There's this love of my life, Bianca, my fiance, for your love and support. Thank you for being here as well. I've always been an advocate of Trio programs, and I will never forget how the small bit of investment that these people made in me changed my life forever. But I'll tell you, it takes courage, and it's very intimidating to be an advocate and a mentor, especially when you're in the face-to-face with congressmen, CEOs, vice presidents, whoever it is that makes decisions. But I'll tell you what, don't be intimidated and stay vigilant. The first time I went to Trio Day in DC, I was nervous, as I am today, right? Senator Jon Tester, I'm sitting in his waiting area, and I look and I see there's a Nintendo Wii hooked up to his TV. And I said, Senator Jon Tester and your staff play Nintendo. Well, guess what? I play Nintendo. We have something in common. And all my fears disappeared. Today, I want to tell you a couple of stories that have really impacted my life. My Lebanese immigrant parents raised 4 of us kids in a small town of Anaconda, Montana. The 6 of us lived in a 2-bedroom house/office of the Marcus Daily Motel. Our living room had a wall cut out, and on the other side of that little hole was the office where the customers would come in. We'd hear the door open. We were trained. Turn the TV down, shut up, get out of sight. Business is commencing. You guys have all checked into the Hyatt Regency. You stand in line, you get in, give me your driver's license, your credit card. Here's your key, or we'll text you when it's ready. You show back up, you get your key, you go upstairs. No, not like that in the Marcus Daily Motel. How would you like to know my family history? And I'd like to know your family history. Oh, it's 6 o'clock, dinner? Well, long day of travel. Tell me about all of that stuff sitting at our dinner table. Oh, don't have time? Don't feel comfortable? Here's a plate to take to the room. This happened every night. And it still happens to this day. But every time that door opened, it turned into a Harvard business lesson of how to integrate conversation with people you don't know. Meeting and interacting with people of all backgrounds. And I'll tell you that that was the greatest lesson in understanding what it is to build relationships and develop loyalty for a brand and a company of a 19-room motel that was built in the 50s that doesn't have all the glitz and the glamour that you would see at a 5-star hotel. The walls, you could hear your next door neighbor flushing the toilet. But guess what? These people kept coming back year after year. And I don't know if some of these people were customers or friends of the family now 40 years later. So I'll tell you, this set me on a life of and a trajectory of being a people-focused person. My parents always found teachable moments in every opportunity that they could grasp. When I was in 4th grade, and my mom hates this story, so I'm telling you this today. I played basketball, and my mom was like, let's go watch you play basketball. And she sat with the other parents, and I was playing defense, and I stole the ball. And the crowd starts cheering, way to go, Rabih, all right. And my mom's like, well, what are you guys cheering about? And she says, well, Rabih stole the ball. And she stood up on the bleachers, and she said, Rabih, you give that ball back right now. You do not steal. Stealing is bad. The last story I want to tell you, and I apologize if I have a hard time getting through it. It's about a guy named, shouldn't have said anything. I was doing good. It's about a guy named Ashiono. He's from Kenya. He immigrated to the United States, and he worked with me in Seattle, Washington. Woo, Seattle! You know what? Why don't we just give a shout out to the Aspire region? I mean, who doesn't love the Aspire region? So I was an ops manager at the time, and he was a counter agent, and we both worked the swing shift, night shift, midnight, 1 in the morning, we'd finally get done. And he comes to me and he says, I want to get a degree. I was like, well, you're a great counter agent. I don't want to lose you, but what's the problem? Go get a degree. He goes, the schedule is terrible, and I can't go a semester without the schedule always changing. I said, I got you. I make the schedule, you get the good grades. Deal. So he started working full-time, going to school part-time. And over the course of 6, 7 years, we kept tweaking the schedule, make it work for him. At night, planes fly in, we take care of customers, they leave, we have a little lull, and you say, hey, this is what I learned today in school. How does it relate to what we do here? So we talk. We'd figure out taking accounting classes. You got to have those T-charts, right? He didn't know how to make a border in Excel so that he can make a T-chart, debits and credits. What's return on investment? We talk about return on investment. We'd go through day after day just talking about random things. One day he comes to me and he says, I need a day off. I was like, we're busy on Saturday. He goes, I'm graduating. Done. That's right. So he doesn't know this, but I work Saturdays. I took Saturday off. I went over to the courtyard. I watched him walk across the stage. Proudest moment in my professional career. Had nothing to do with my actual career, but seeing one of my employees walking across the stage and being able to be a small part of that. That Christmas, he comes to me and he says, I know I asked for a day off for my graduation. I'm hoping to surprise my mom in Kenya for Christmas. I said, all right, let's figure it out. We worked the schedule. 2 days before Christmas, all you guys traveling for Christmas, it's crazy. I get a phone call. Ashiono's on the other line. I said, what is he doing calling me? So I answered the phone. I said, Ash, why are you calling me? You're supposed to be, is your mom okay? He goes, hey, I just I just got offered a job as an auditor for the state of Washington. And I'm calling you because I don't know how to give my 2 weeks notice to you. I said, the hardest part's done. When's your last day? Fast forward, 2020, pandemic hits. I get a message on LinkedIn, notification, ooh, somebody liked something. I pull it up and it's a direct message from Ashiono. And he says, I owe you big time for my life. I'm employed today because of you. I'm an essential worker when there's hundreds of people getting laid off all around me. You working with me, telling me not to give up. I tell you this story not because it's something cool that I was a part of, but I'm holding up a mirror to remind you all of all the stories that are being told about you and the efforts that you are doing every day. This is what the people of Trio do. That's right. There are thousands of Ashionos and Rabih Najjars and countless other names out there in all shapes and sizes that the people of Trio touch daily. My charge to you after 40 years of good trouble is always be an advocate for the betterment of people. No matter what is going on with you personally, you're going to get lifted up by being able to touch that other person's life. Make a positive impact. Challenge yourself and the people that you interact with to have a positive impact on at least one person's life every day. Be an influencer. Listen, empathize, and listen some more. If you can't help, we go around this building all the time as Trio people and we say, I know somebody. Go find that person and close the loop. Don't just pass it off. Continue to move forward. Fail small, but always move forward towards success. I will always envy the job that you guys do every day. But tonight, I just want to say thank you. And I want you to make sure that you take a moment to appreciate all your efforts and the efforts that you're going to be doing in the near and distant future.